Let's get down to business.
Lovely stuff. Stephen Quinlan, Mind Matters. What is the crack? How the hell are you? Welcome to Image X. It's been a while. What's the crack?
No crack, Connor. Happy to be here.
Some trek.
Yeah, nice trek.
What time are you up this morning?
Train journey down. I got up this morning at 7 a.m. 6:45. Done a heavy leg session.
Nice.
Heavy leg session.
Getting to the train station.
Got to train, yeah. Got to train up here then. And here I am, drinking a lovely coffee. Made from yourself. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. So, let's be straight to it. Uber positive. It's your vibe. It's what you do. Mind Matters Fitness says it in the all. Obviously, you've done a course with ourselves years ago. We can get into all that. No particular agenda on what we are talking about. So, first of all, the tattoo on the hand.
The smiley
Give
face.
us an explanation.
The famous smiley face. Honestly, as you said, I'm very optimistic, positive. I love to look at the bright side of life. And I just think a smiley face resembles that. As simple as it is, just seeing the smiley face resembles that positivity and optimistic.
Show everybody there so they
Let's
can see
go. Can we get a camera angle there? Woo! Love it. Love it.
So how's things going for you?
Connor, absolutely
Business-wise.
fantastic. Business is very good. I'm set up shop in Templemore now, Tipperary. That's my hometown where I grew up. And it's a small town, but there's not much competition. So I'm kind of dominating in that small town, but at the same time, it's a small town.
Right now, there's people now going, lovely, I'm setting up.
Yeah,
shop.
I'm going to Templemore.
I'll have a crack at that one.
Yeah.
And what are you doing? What are you teaching? What's successful for you?
Well, mostly two types of clients, weight loss or muscle gain, your typical average clients, but mind matters. I like to really dive deep into mindset and lifestyle and habits and routine and behaviors. Like, even if you come to me for weight loss, I'm going to look at your lifestyle and I'm going to try to improve them qualities of your life. Because truthfully, you could be in the best physical shape of your life. But if you're not happy mentally, you're not going to be happy. So I try, of course, bring my clients closer to their goal, whatever their goal may be. But while I'm doing that, I'm teaching them about mindset, about lifestyle, about habits, about the important stuff in life, really.
Yeah. Even the vibe, you can get off you. Like it's obvious you are that bubbly, happy, vibrant person, and you're consistently like that. Even just chit-chatting there today, I think we went on 10 different tangents, but it just comes back to that same kind of laugh, happy life vibe. How important is that as part of what you actually do?
Oh, absolutely love that question. Extremely. And one of the reasons I love my job is because of that. Like, if you go into a gym, everyone in that gym they're buzzing, they're vibing, they're positive, they're in there to better themselves. It's all good. It's all positive. And I've worked many different jobs before, many different factory jobs, for example. And no matter what, you will go into that factory job or a retail shop, whatever it may be, and there'll be negativity through at you. Of some way, shape or form, there will be negativity through at you. Now, it is completely up to yourself how you process that negativity and do you let it affect you internally. But to answer your question, the reason I love what I do now is there's none of that. Like, everyone is just happy, positive, vibing, there to better themselves, and there's no negativity. So yeah, for me, extremely important because I don't have time for negativity.
Do you see that in your clients? Do you see a change? Like, so somebody who's come on to you, I suppose if they're coming to you, they're probably coming to you because they feel they need help. So naturally they might be in a lower level of, say, excitement or vibe is the word you put on it.
Absolutely. And respect to my clients and gratitude to them, because they'll let me know. Like, after 1 week, 2 weeks, even a few days, they will like give me a heartfelt message saying, thank you so much. You are really after helping my life. And it could be something simple. I could literally just write down 5 things you're grateful for every morning. Just a simple switch in routine in their day completely transformed their lives. So I've because I preach positivity and preach mindset and mindfulness, I do get a good few clients coming to me who are a little anxious, who are a little depressed.
Yeah.
And truthfully, Connor, they're my favorite clients. You know, I'm like, yes, I have some work to do here. Because why I get so excited when someone comes to me who's suffering anxiety or depression, I get excited because I'm 100% aware it's a matter of your state of mind. It's your mindset, it's your perception, it's your perspective on the world. And I know with certain habits and new lifestyle routines and behaviors, I can have a small effect on that. And if you can have a small effect on someone's mind and just get them to think a little bit more positive, to feel a little bit better after a workout, whatever it may be, to alter their state, okay, and make them feel good. If you can get them to consistently do that, they'll begin to change their state of being. They'll soon become a different, better person where when they're not working on themselves and not looking for the feeling of good, we will say, they're just in a row. They're in a row.
It's nice to hear someone speak about that where it's not just aesthetics. It's not just for a holiday. It's not just for a photo shoot. Not that there's nothing wrong with that, because everybody has different goals. And we spoke about this earlier on when we were just chit-chatting about success and different people's measuring sticks and stuff like that. And what is their measuring sticks? But it's nice to hear somebody actually speak about personal clients as a client and not just the body. Even though the person themselves may not realize that that's where their sticking point might actually be, you know? So your course, your class, I don't know what it was. You had a good buzz between you. The graduations, give them a few shout outs.
Absolutely love my class. We were a little family. It was amazing. There was, I think, 13 of us. I think
Waterford.
In Waterford, correct, WIT Arena. Actually moved down there to Waterford when I decided to do the course. First time moving out with Templemore, the small town I'm back in now. But I said I'd take the shot and go and move down there.
6 years? 5 years?
That was about 4 years, just over 4 years ago now. Yeah, just over 4 years ago. Best decision ever. Do image fitness. Do it. No, truthfully, transformed and changed my life.
I think though you committed to it properly as well. Like, so our content is our content and our courses are our courses, but I think credit where it's due. You're a student that embraced it properly. Yes. You got the most out of the course as well. So
and respect for pointing that out. But it's important, you know. It's important. If you're going to do something, do it. Do it with your full heart and give it your all. Especially when you have an interest in something, it doesn't even seem like you're learning. It doesn't even seem like you have to study. You're just like fascinated by everything that's being taught to you. So I think that's where I was at when I was studying.
Yeah, I was going to say, why fitness? So before you chose the course, why fitness? Were you into sports? Were you in a rut yourself? Like you said, you mentioned factory jobs there, different, like, what made you decide, you know what, I want to actually go and pursue a career in fitness and become a PT?
Brilliant question. And you literally hit the two nails on the head. You know me too well, Connor. First one, sports. Second one, I was in a row. Okay. So some background information on myself, always been an athlete. Absolutely love being an athlete. Still am an athlete, correct. And I get them
quads on camera.
Can we get them?
I'm serious. With them quads out there.
We would. Maybe at the end. But no, always been an athlete. I love the lifestyle of an athlete. I love the training, the eating, the sleeping, everything about being an athlete. I love it. Always into sports all my life. So obviously I had a big interest in fitness. And secondly, then I was in a bad row. Okay, I was working a factory job, as we were saying, that I did not like. I just didn't like the job. And I remember looking around, okay? No, respect to everyone working in the factories. Respect to you, because it's needed, okay? But I remember looking around at everyone, and they were miserable. They weren't happy. And they were letting me know they weren't happy. Fucking job, or I can't wait till Friday to finish, or I have to go to work tomorrow. They're just always complaining, always giving out. Some people 40, 50, 60 years of age still working the same job in their 30, 40 years, you know?
Yeah.
And I was looking at them saying, I do not want to end up like that. Like, I do not want to end up like that. So I needed to make a change. I needed to get out of there. And also I was hanging around with some very bad friends who weren't bringing out the best in me at that moment in time.
Which can easily happen.
Of course, yes. And a big thing, who you surround yourself with in terms of friends is huge. We've all heard the saying, you are who your 5 closest friends are.
Yeah.
And it's a fact. Like, you show me your 4 closest friends, 5 closest friends, and I tell you who you are, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I decided then, okay, I need a new lifestyle. So I said, what do I want to do? And I think this is very important for anyone who doesn't know what they want to do. It's very important to firstly ask yourself the question, what do I want to do? And don't get upset if you don't find the answer right away. Do not get upset about that, because it's not going to just come to you.
Yeah.
It needs a bit of thought, you know. Ask yourself the same question every night before you go to bed for maybe a week. And magically then, the universe or the subconscious will just bring you the answer. Well, I asked myself the question anyway, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Now, we need to exclude money, okay? Exclude money. It shouldn't be a part of it. It should be what brings you your most happiness and your most joy. So if I ask you a question...
Is this for finding the answer? Obviously, some people might be in a rut because of money, but for this process of asking yourself, exclude money. If money was not an issue, what do I want to do?
Yes, correct and right. So if I asked you the question, Conor, I said, if you could work a job next week and not get paid for it, what would you do? And you might find the answer from that question. But I found the answer from that question. I found out, okay, I wouldn't mind working with fitness. I wouldn't mind helping people achieve a fitness goal and better their lifestyle, and not caring about the income. And of course, Conor, if you're good at anything and you're the best at it, your income will come your way. And you can be sure about that. If you love it and you consistently do it, the income will start to pour. But I didn't go into it thinking about the income. Although as a personal trainer and fitness instructor, income is very good. It's extremely good.
Contrary to popular beliefs, we put videos out there and you always get people. You might get a comment saying, "Oh, become a PT and get minimum wage." We always going to say that's not the case.
Sure, we're in Dublin now. I know Tipperary is a little cheaper, but we're talking nearly 40, 50 an hour here in Dublin.
Yeah, and it depends on what way you do it, I suppose, as well. And some people do semi-private. Just as an example, what way do you do it? You don't have to tell us what you charge. Or that
so I do 1-to-1s. I have about 3 2-to-1s. So it'll be me and yourself, Conor, training. I'm training you towards your fitness goal, whatever that may be. And then if it's 2-to-1, it's the same. I do that in a private studio in Templemore. That's where I train out of. And I also do 4 fitness classes a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
What's your favourite one?
What's my favourite? 6:45 a.m., 30 minutes. It's called Minutes of Madness, okay? So just for 30 minutes, we go in, you're in the door at 6:45, you're out the door by 7:15. No messing about, in, boom, boom, solid workout, good sweat, leave feeling good. That's my favourite class.
But back to the factory, so that's obviously why you jumped on and done a course. So that process, that steps, again, we're not looking for a plug on image fitness training or anything along those lines, but what the process of getting involved, going, making the decision to move to Waterford and that sort of process, handing in the notes in the factory, what way did it work?
Yeah, correct. So when I got this thought, okay, I want to leave this factory, I said, what do I want to do? And the answer that came to me was fitness of some way, shape or form. I wanted to do fitness. So I said, okay, now we have a starting point. I know where I want to go. I know what I want to do. Then I said, how do I get qualified? I wanted to, obviously you need a qualification to step into the industry. And I said, how do I get qualified? And I remember I went on my phone. I was in work in LTEX. I remember right now I was sitting down, phone's in front of me, and I was just scrolling, looking at all different courses. Image fitness was there, of course. But image fitness was one of 6 to 7 different courses I looked at. And by far, from credibility and reviews, image fitness stood out to me the most. Everything about image fitness, to be honest. Just the what's the word I'm looking for?
ease of access, maybe on
Ease
the,
of access,
the first phone call.
How nice, how easy it is to no matter what location you are, for example, how easy it is to go and do the course with Image. But anyway, I decided I want to go with Image because it was the best reviewed and it stood out to me the most. I remember I said, okay, I'm going to drop a message, and you, Connor, I'm correct, it was you.
You said this to me before. It must have been. It was me that you actually spoke to the first
I think
time,
it was
wasn't
you, and you were an absolute boss, absolute legend. I was like, this dude is a king.
You got me on a good day.
Yeah. No, even our chat beforehand, Connor, you're an absolute gent, you are. Like. But I remember you reached out to me on the phone, just so welcoming, so nice, and no pressure at all, like about come on, do a course, like, you know, just advising me, letting me know the details. Look, Stephen, the ball is in your end of the court. It's up to you, you know. And I remember saying, wow, that was a nice phone call. And of course, after that, then I decided to do the course. I done the 17-week course. I'm correct in saying there's two options now, Connor.
Yeah.
There's the
intense. Well, you were pre-pandemic.
Yes.
So your entire course would have been face to face. So you would have been sat in a classroom for your anatomy and physiology, and then you would have been on the gym floor for your resistance elements and your group elements.
Correct.
Whereas now, post pandemic, the anatomy and physiology and nutrition is online, but you're fully engaged in your practical has to be in the gym, and your group instruction has to be in the gym. So that's the options now. So you would have done 17 weeks, 2 days a week.
Nice.
So now that's 17 weeks, 1 day a week, but your theory content is still done at your own pace.
In other words, what you're saying is the same amount of hours in the 8 as the 17. It's just more condensed.
Same amount of practical hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important that you still have the practical in person and the instruction. That's extremely important. Because like to grow some bit of knowledge and some bit of experience, you should and must be in a gym floor. Yeah. I must see you doing a particular exercise to make sure I'm able to instruct you doing it correctly. And Image Fitness do a great job at that. Absolute fantastic.
It sounds like we're plugging. But the thing, don't get me started on the importance of practical sessions and this. That's a podcast for another day, and we'll call, what will we say, the current circumstances in the industry and what's deemed acceptable.
But I like it. It's a good title.
Yeah, I'll never. Let's not go down the road of what others might do. But your one was 17 weeks, 2 days a week. You had to move to Waterford.
Correct.
First time you've made a big decision like that, or?
Yeah, first time I made a big decision like that. I actually read the book. I'd say you've read it. Think and Grow Rich.
Of course.
Napoleon Hill. Guys, if you have not read this book, read the book. It can transform your life. And the beauty of this book is no matter what wake of life you are at, it's going to benefit you. It will benefit you. But they're talking about a greater purpose and a greater mission. And it just highly motivated me. And I said, I want to make something of myself. And I do have big goals and I do have big visions. I wanted to make something of myself. And Image Fitness is the very first step. Moving out of Templemore was the very first step. And I remember my tutor at the time, on the first day, said to me, asked everyone in the class, and you do this, don't you? Where do you want to go with this? What do you want to do? I remember saying, for me, it's just a stepping stone. You know, it's a stepping stone to where I want to go in the future. Moving out of Templemore, doing the course was the first big life decision.
One of your class, I remember Danielle,
amazing woman.
She done a podcast with Simon. Simon was actually the host of that one a couple of weeks back, and she said, I think he used to walk nearly an hour to get in to college, and he would speak about gratitude and that. And she obviously remembered it.
Love it.
So give me a rundown on that.
In terms of Danielle, the chat of gratitude.
Yeah, because you were just kind of finding your feet with that sort of stuff really at that stage then, but that seems to be now your major voice.
Absolutely love that. And yes, so when I decided to go and move to Waterford to do the Image Fitness course, that's when I also got into self-development. And I found out about you're able to reprogram your brain. I was like, what the hell? I was like, I want to reprogram my brain. Like, you know, you're able to kind of manifest the life you want through certain thoughts and certain words and certain environments. And I was like, now this I'm interested in. So obviously that chat with Danielle, I remember actually, first day in the course, Danielle's amazing. I have so much love and so much time for Danielle. But first day in the course says, trying to get a taxi back into town. And she was like, yeah, of course. Taxi didn't happen, so we ended up walking an hour and a half back into town. And as Danielle said, the whole journey just talking about positivity and gratitude and life. And yeah, it was very motivational, very motivational. But when I moved to Waterford, that's when I started my self-development journey. We're 4+ years on now, still consistently. I was saying to you earlier, I do a 8-step routine every single morning that reprograms my brain, sets me up for positivity, you know, it sets me up for success. So yeah.
Give us your 8 steps.
My 8 steps.
Give me your 8 steps.
So the first step, the first step is broken into 4, Connor, believe it or not.
Right.
Okay? And it's the first thing I get all my clients to do. It's the very first thing. And I can promise you, okay, the step is called the game. Okay? So I get all my clients to play the game when they start training with me. And I can promise you, if you start playing the game every single day, within the space of a few days, 7, 14, 21 days, 3 months, your life will begin to transform. It will begin to change for the positive. So what is the game? G in the game stands for gratitude. Okay? I get my clients to write down 5 things they're thankful for every single morning. Starting with thank you. Simple, okay? If you don't want to write it down, say it out loud. If you don't want to say it out loud, listen to it on video. Just listen and consume or write some form of gratitude every morning. So what this does, it allows you to appreciate the world and what you do have in your life. A in the game stands for affirmation. So I get my clients to write 5 positive affirmations about themselves. I am beautiful. I am loving. I am smart. I am caring. I am kind. Because, and believe it or not, Connor, this is a big thing for clients at the start, because people don't talk positive about themselves. Yeah. You know, I always say, like, most people would not talk to their best friend the way they talk to themselves. So the purpose of the affirmations is to start loving yourself a little bit more. So we got gratitude, affirmations. M, meditate. Okay? The research and study done from the benefits of meditation is absolutely insane. And with just as little as 2 minutes a day, you don't need to go and be some meditation guru and meditate for 30 minutes a day. Start off with 2 minutes. Atomic Habits by James Clear. He has a rule. It's a book, brilliant book. He has a rule called 2-minute rule. And if you want to start implementing a new habit, start off with just 2 minutes. Okay, so we got gratitude, affirmations, meditate, and E. Can you guess the E, Connor? You can. Image fitness is exercise. Okay, so in your day, exercise. Just do some form of exercise, and do not tell me you can't go for a 15-minute walk. Do not tell me you cannot go for a 15-minute walk. Oh, I can't exercise every day. BS. You can exercise every single day, and you should exercise every single day, even if it's only a 15-minute walk. Now, athletes like myself and yourself, Connor, we should be doing a little bit more than that. We should be working out maybe an hour hard every single day with one rest day. Of course, with a smart split on top of that. So, Connor, the first step is the game. Gratitude, affirmations, meditate, exercise.
And you called me an athlete, Jesus. I don't know if I would agree with you on that one. But,
wait, listen.
5. So you're only see, that's accessible for people to do. So your client's first time coming in, let's just take Mary or Matthew.
Yes.
Never into any of this stuff. Skeptical person, completely. That's accessible because 5 things isn't too much, right? But just go on to the meditation for a second. So 2 minutes. Somebody who doesn't meditate, someone might be watching this at any stage, might be watching a clip of this. Give them some advice to get into a quick 2-minute meditation. They might just have woken up, kids running amok in the house. They're late. They need to change something. Give them a tip there to actually get into that meditation.
Excellent. So first thing I will say, it's an app I use every single day, and it's amazing. And you might have heard of it, and I'm sure some of the listeners have heard of it and are using it. It's called Headspace. Headspace is incredible. It's such a good app. And what I love about Headspace, Connor, is it keeps a streak for you. Okay? Meditate 3 days in a row, 3-day streak. feels good keeping a streak. You don't want to break a streak, you know. And another thing it does, it tells you how many minutes you meditate for. And on this Headspace app, there's 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, loads of guided meditations that you can do that really help you, okay? So first thing, get a little bit of guidance, a little bit of help, okay? Even if it's only for the first 14 days. But do get a little bit of guidance, a little bit of help. They'll teach you how to meditate. And they'll do a good job on it as well. And the second thing I'll say is, even though it's only 2 minutes, you shouldn't have an excuse not to put 2 minutes into your 24 hours. But if I was to give a tip, I would say, again, in Atomic Habits by James Clear, is a technique called habit stacking. So habit stacking is, if you want to implement a new habit, you stack it on top of an existing habit. So I drink a coffee every single morning, okay? Let's say Mary drinks a coffee every single morning. So if I want Mary to start meditating, I will tell her, as soon as you drink your coffee, as soon as it's finished, or as you're drinking it, or as you're boiling the kettle, whatever it may be, stack the new habit that you want to implement on top of your existing habit. And it makes it so much easier this way to form a new habit. And this goes beyond meditating. It can be any new habit. So yeah, Connor, brilliant question for the audience. 2 things there. Number 1, Headspace. It'll guide you through it. And number 2, habit stacking.
Brilliant. Right. Moving on from that then. So everything you do, it's positive. And I absolutely love it, especially the way it is. My personal opinion is there's just so many people now. And you can't probably blame them with what they've come through and stuff like that. It's much easier to find a negative than it is positive. Hardships. Give us an example of something you've come through yourself where you've had to, maybe it was before you actually started your self-development, but give us an example, a story when Stephen Quinlan was down, was beat, just so people can see the...
Well, like Dan, I mentioned earlier in this podcast about reprogramming your brain. And the reason I'm so passionate about it now is because I reprogrammed my brain. I done it. Like, I'm living proof of it. And it works. Gratitude works. Affirmation works. Meditation works. I'm literally living proof. Because, for example, to answer your question, 6 years ago, Stephen Quinlan wasn't positive. He wasn't as positive, you know?
Yeah.
I used to hang around with the wrong crowd. I used to do all sorts of drugs daily. Used to get arrested. Used to steal.
Jeez. See, this is the side of people. This is the side of you that people probably haven't seen or heard. So speak openly and freely.
And it's obviously not something that I'd say out a lot, you know, because you never really want to go back to the past and to that place of hurt, you know. Just try to stay away from that. And that's what I try to do, is look at the positive and the bright. But to talk about it, I just got in with the wrong crowd, Connor. I got in with the wrong crowd. And I've a very addictive personality. To just drinking like so much and again just doing drugs and I think the real reason was to maybe numb some sort of pain that was within. Because I believe anyone who goes towards alcohol a lot or drugs a lot, they're trying to numb something within them, you know. And at that time, I don't know what it was, but I found myself going towards alcohol and towards drugs and hanging around with the wrong crowd and getting arrested and getting in trouble. And I was like, this is not the life I want to live. I was like, I do not want to live this life. And because, Connor, as I said earlier, okay, and I don't want people to get the wrong perception of me. I was always into sports, okay? I was always the athlete. I'm a good-looking chap, okay? I always got the women in school. No, but what I'm saying there is a popular kid. But at the same time, so I hung around with all the popular kids in school. At the same time, I hung around with all of the quote-on bad friends I'm talking about right now, okay? So I was hanging around with two different crowds. And I could see both directions very, very clearly. I could see if I keep these habits of eating right and training and drinking my water and sleeping and just being healthy overall, I'm going to go down this path where we'll say...
Yeah, I don't want to... we'll say the more...
categories, you know?
We'll say the more prosperous...
Yes.
Potential.
Yes, that's good. A good way to put it. And then on the other hand, the friends who were doing drugs and drinking and getting arrested, I could see where they were going. And I just really had to make up my mind in that moment in time, what direction do I want to go? Like, what habits do I want to keep that are going to bring me down a certain direction and a certain path?
And was there anything that sort of spurred you to go in that direction, like that made you make the choice? Like,
Yes.
usually something.
Absolutely correct. So I just got out of a relationship, and it was a very, very, very toxic relationship, extremely toxic, which helped me get into self-development also and to work on myself, you know. But yeah, I got out of a very toxic relationship. I was in that relationship for about 3 years.
Okay.
And
what age would you have been now at
I
this
would have
stage?
been, it was actually only about 4 months, 3 months prior moving to Waterford and doing image fitness. That's what really like tipped me over the edge, because I just wanted a new life. I wanted a new beginning, a new start. I wanted to work on myself. So yeah, I think getting out of that toxic and abusive relationship is what kind of tipped me over the edge to go and work on myself. But I say this a lot to people, and it's a good thing, and people don't realize it is. When you are in a bad state, when you are at your lowest of lows, like when that dirt is buried on top of you and you've been spit on and spat on and just abused, when you're in a bad place, that's where something magical can grow from and stem from. If you think about a seed, okay, you first need to bury that seed in darkness, in dirt. You need to throw dirt over it. And unless you do that, a beautiful flower, a beautiful tree cannot grow from that ground. And I look at the same for trauma or anyone who is really, really down and really, really low. I'm like, you don't realize this, but this is beautiful. This is actually extremely beautiful, because now you have the potential and the opportunity to grow and flourish. So I do think it's extremely important to experience some sort of trauma or discomfort in your life. And I strongly believe anyone who says they haven't would be lying. I believe everyone is going through some stuff. Everybody is going through some stuff.
Appreciate you sharing. I wouldn't say many people know that's the background, but it's brilliant as well to see that what you're preaching,
Yes,
for you, for want of a better word, is on the back of something. So like, even anybody watching now that they might have been a similar age, they might have just finished a leaving cert, they might be about to face into a leaving cert, anything, they might be in a relationship that might be toxic, there's definitely somebody watching this somewhere that's relating to what you've just said. Give them some sort of advice on how it's worked for you.
That's beautiful for you to point that out, to be honest. So am I giving advice on someone who is in this abusive relationship, or someone who is in this
like both, somebody who might be actually in a relationship now, or might be looking, going, right, I'm 18, I'm just finished my leaving cert, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm not saying fitness industry, I'm saying just the mental decisions. Was it family that were around you? Was it advice that you took? The self-development? There's going to be people out there that are feeling like they're in a rut, and it's maybe the first time they've been in a rut in their lifetime. They might be young enough or too young to actually even approach somebody about it. So they might be looking at a phone screen right now in their bedroom, feeling like all shit is just being shoveled on them. Give them something to grasp on there. My best piece of advice there is do something. Okay, just do something. Or just make a move, like move forward in any direction. You don't necessarily need to see the whole staircase. You do not need to see that. You just need to take that next step. And that can be as simple as some people of getting up out of bed and getting dressed. That can be as simple as that for some people. To other people, it's getting out of that abusive relationship. It's getting rid of them toxic friends. It's leaving that job you're not happy with. It's going enrolling in a new course that is going to benefit your life. It's reading a book. It's listening to a positive tape. It's just do something that is necessarily going to get that ball rolling. It's going to get that snowball actually moving. Start the game. Play the game. Guys, and Connor, why I love the game, it's not even my research. Gratitude, affirmations, meditation, and exercise is proven over the last
decades to be extremely beneficial. So, right, fair enough, I put together the game. But I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this to help other individuals, because I can promise, Connor, you do the game for 21 days in a row. And I actually, I didn't say this out yet, but I've been thinking of it. For my 12-week course that I do, I teach people how to play the game. I'm thinking of offering money back guaranteed. Connor, money back guaranteed. But you need to show me Headspace and the app I use, Trainrise, that you consistently kept your streak. You consistently done your work. And if you do not see a positive improvement or positive influence in your life, I will give you your money back happily.
You've heard it here first. comment on the video below, become his first.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right, anyway, let's get into some of the tutoring. So you've obviously done our course a couple of years back, and then you've come back and shadowed and tutored and stuff like that. And I know you want to go down the road of motivational speaking, which you already do it. Do you know what I mean? Your platform, it doesn't have to be a stage. Your platform is what you're doing already. You're a motivational speaker to yourself.
Love it.
So what do you think of tutoring and shadowing and stuff like that? What did you gain from it? What advice would you give?
Absolutely loved it. Loved every second of it. I wanted to be up there. I wanted to be talking. I wanted to be helping. I won't say talking. The reason I want to be a motivational speaker is I want to have a small benefit, a small impact on someone else's mindset, on someone else's life. Because, just a quick background story. When I first got into self-development, I came across motivational speakers. And thankfully to Les Brown, Eric Thomas, Jim Rohns, Tony Robbins, all these great speakers, I am the person I am because I'm always listening to them. I remember I listened to a video of Les Brown the first day I've decided to get into self-development. That very day, I decided I am going to be a motivational speaker. It's just what I wanted to do. So when we talk about tutoring, it's so much beyond teaching you something. It's teaching you life lessons and just sending you down a path and making you aware of what's actually coming and what life actually is, you know. So for that point,
you can see why I feel like having someone like you in the room, and even some of our other tutors that we have there and the team that we have there, you can see why I feel strongly about actually having students in a room face to face with somebody who's actually physically wanting to give them the knowledge they need and the assistance they need, and which is why I feel strongly about the other
I love
style.
And I love it. But thank you for pointing that out, because it's true. It's all I genuinely want to do is help and encourage. And from my life experiences and from what I've been through a fair lot, you know. I am very wise. I'm only 24 years young, but I am extremely wise and I understand life. And as we were talking about earlier, like, do you know, a client might come to me for a weight loss, but I fix up this client's mindset, and the weight is still the same, but yet they're coming to me saying they're feeling amazing, they're much more confident, they're loving themselves. The weight didn't necessarily change, you know. Now, of course, it may, but that's not the point. The point is fixing up their lifestyle and their mindset.
So the motivational speaking, what's next? What's on the agenda? What's the next step in that journey?
Well, to be honest, where I see myself short term, September up until March, April, May, whatever, I see myself talking in front of colleges, in front of schools. And
you've already done that, haven't you, for your transition years as well? I saw when you're...
Oh, that was
Our Lady.
Tempmore College in front of Sports and Recs and KMLS. So yeah, that was loads of fun. But that's where I want to go. Exactly that. I want to talk in front of schools and TYs, 6 years, colleges, whoever is looking to better themselves, truthfully. And anyone who is going doing a course is doing it for one reason, to better themselves. So like, I know my words will have some effect on somebody, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I see in September talking in front of schools. I I ideally want to talk in front of a school a week, a school of fortnight.
Yeah.
I think that'll do a lot for me. I was saying to you earlier, Connor, and I am going to go down that route of tutoring, of helping and inspiring, because I'm getting to really concentrate on students then, rather than just one-off event and trying to motivate and help people. Like when you really get to concentrate on someone and see a group for 8 weeks or 17 weeks, like you're
part of their journey.
Yes, correct and right. Absolutely correct and right.
Never mind the aftercare. I think if you develop a relationship with some people there, it's a lot longer than 17 weeks. Like you speak about tutors and stuff. If you're with somebody and they see it on day one, and like I said, they might be in a position where they need that bit of motivation. You're part of their journey forever. It's not just their 17 weeks or something like that. I think you thrive in an environment like that, as well as the full-on motivational speaker. Can you see yourself on stage? So when you're picturing your visualization and you're picturing Tony Robbins or any of these big guys, what's your stage? What's your big vision? Where do you want to see it?
Well, like what I'd normally try to visualize is me talking on front of a stage in front of 10,000 people. 10,000 people. That's where I'm going. That's the first first big goal, we'll say. Once I hit that 10,000, I'll be happy and satisfied. Now, let me take that back. I'll be happy and satisfied. Connor, me speaking on this podcast right now, okay? Me posting a video on TikTok, Instagram, whatever social media platform. I'm already living the dream. I'm already a motivational speaker. Right, fair enough, I'm not talking in front of 10,000 people, but that doesn't mean anything different. I'm still doing what I'm doing right now. I'm like living the life I want to be living in the future. And
you're fulfilled.
I'm fulfilled, correct. I'm following my purpose. I'm following my passion. I'm following what makes me happy. Connor, 10 years time, I could wake up one morning and say, I don't want to be a motivational speaker. Okay? And if it comes, listen to yourself, listen to your body, and go with it, you know? So that might happen. But for now, at this moment in time in my life, I know what I want to do and where I want to go, and I'm just following that. Pretty much following that.
Excellent. Right. Well, before we start wrapping a few bits up, so advice to any young people now. So some people argue the fitness industry is aesthetics and Instagrams and bikini shots and all this kind of stuff. I think differently. I think you're walking proof that it goes a lot deeper than that. So advice to young people, and this isn't for coming and finding fitness courses. This is just advice to young people how the Irish fitness industry can help them. 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds, male, female, sitting there not sure what to do.
Well, I think if you have any bit of interest in fitness, like any bit of interest in fitness and exercise, doing a course that qualifies you to step into the industry would be a fantastic idea. It would be a great idea. And reason B is you're now doing something that you like. You're doing something that you love to do. So my best piece of advice there is get qualified on what you want to do, on whatever route or direction you want to go down.
Sweet. Graduation nights.
Graduation.
How was your grad night?
Absolutely amazing. What a night.
You was around 22.
22, yeah. You done some job there. You do that. I seen a few other grads. You do a brilliant job. And I'm not plugging Image Fitness because I'm talking here now, but your follow up as well is absolutely incredible. I know, Connor, even though we do keep in touch, okay? Again, that's the follow up. But I know if we didn't keep in touch, I could ring you in a year or 2 years, and you'd answer the phone like my best friend, you know. And that's not just you. That's Simon and that's all of the other tutors as well. The follow-up and the support and the aftercare is phenomenal. It's amazing.
Do you know what? We're blessed with the team. It's the team. The aftercare Simon gives is second to none, but it's the team that we have. Yeah. Like we try and say we're so much more. Excuse me. We're so much more than just a course. That's down to a team. So the credit for that one, it's not me because I'm one of the owners of Image or Simon because he's one. it's a mentality that has spread through a full team there that knocks on to students.
Excellent.
But again, like I said, it's not a plug for Image. It's about you and you being here, you know?
Exactly.
So you mentioned phone watch to me as well. What's the word? Like you were going door to door.
Door to door sales.
How are you dealing with it?
Absolutely love that job, Connor. Loved it. I love talking to people.
Right, you're knocking on my door. It's 6 o'clock. It's a Monday. It's the first day of the week. It's lashing rain. What are you trying to sell me before I tell you to get?
So I was selling home security with phone watch, door to door sales, and yeah, just going up and knocking on people's doors. I'd maybe knock on 100 doors a day, give or take, depending on numbers, depending on did I get into the house. But I'd always start with a nice friendly knock.
If you didn't get into the house, the security was good enough.
yeah. Don't need it. No, but a nice friendly knock. And yes, the individual would come to the door, and why I was so good at that job, and so good at selling, okay, is because firstly, I'm a nice person, okay? I strongly believe so, anyway. I'm a nice person. And secondly is, I only sold to people, Connor, who were nice to me. You know, if you weren't nice to me and you were mean and negative, I didn't really try to sell to you. I'm like, all right, ain't got to do with this person. I wish them a good day. I said, sorry for bothering you, and I walked off. But I didn't waste any of my energy on trying to sell the product. Where if you answer the door, I said, well, how are you doing? It's a lovely day outside, isn't it? And you say, yeah, it's amazing. What are you here for? Then, okay, I'll have a little chat with you. I'll try to sell the product. But yeah, done extremely well there. And reason I love that job, Connor, is I got really into psychology. I got into body language. I got into human behavior, different types of people.
This is why you were doing the course as well, wasn't it?
Sorry?
This is why you were actually on course.
Yes, correct. While I was doing the course in Waterford with Image Fitness, decided to get the job. Left the job when I got qualified. And an amazing job. And I think I learned the most from that job.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Would that have been outside your comfort zone?
I believe so. I think any sort of new enrollment or new task or environment or anything new is going to be a little outside your comfort zone when you're first starting that. Now, of course, the whole process of door-to-door sales was
What's the worst? What's the worst one what's the worst one you've ever? What's the worst door? Give me the worst door you've ever knocked on.
Right, so the worst door. Exclude later on. I got told to go here. I'll shoot you with a shotgun or get out of my way. Yeah. No, but Connor, the very first door. Okay, I was ready. I was pumped up. You know, I was ready. I was like, I'm ready for this. You know, walk up, knock on the door. Opens up the door. We need to start the opening with, hello, my name's Stephen. I'm just calling with phone watch. So I walk up, I knock on the door. They open up the door. And I go, hello, my name is Phone Watch. Just calling with Stephen. And I completely messed up. Went really, really red. Embarrassed myself. And walked away. It was a beautiful thing to happen, though. And let me tell you why. Because after that, I said, okay, I'm not going to say that again. Okay, so in other words, I messed up. I failed. I said, I'm not going to say that again. So I then made a new goal. I made a goal to mess up as much times as possible. The rest of the day was amazing because I messed up a lot. And I didn't stress. I didn't worry. I wanted to mess up. Why did I want to mess up, Connor? Why would anyone want to mess up? The reason I wanted to mess up is because you learn from your mess ups. I learned very quickly. Shouldn't have said that. Should have said that. I won't say that in that tone of voice. Should have closed with this. Should have opened with this. Should have overcome that objection with this. So every single mess up that I done taught me to be better. And let's relate this to life. You need to mess up, okay? If you plan on having any form of success, even if it's simple as a fitness-related goal, you are going to mess up. Yeah. So if you're aware of that and you're expecting to mess up, it's going to make the process easier because you are going to mess up. I can tell you for sure you're going to mess up.
Yeah, sure. It's the same as Image. Image was created on trial and error, and like that's why some of the aftercare works because we made between the team, former students, people like yourself, stories and stuff like that, we have made all the mistakes that you could possibly think of. So if somebody comes to us with a problem or a query, we've probably made that mistake at some stage. So here's the advice that worked for us the same way you're giving advice. Yeah. So you went knocking on people's doors. Now, client-wise, are you finding people are coming to you? Because I don't see you having to really sell much online. Are people generally coming your way?
Are we
sort of
talking
full
about
180 where you're at right now? So you've gone from knocking on doors to try and get people to people actually now coming to you.
100%. People are coming to me, messaging me on Instagram or reaching out to me in the town, stop me up in the shop of some form. Yeah, and I'm completely booked up. I don't want another client. Okay, so I'm actually finding now I'm telling clients I can train them, you know, which is a beautiful, amazing place to be. But yeah, of course, when I first decided to set up shop in Templemore, I needed to let some people know. I got some posters done up, went around a few shops, few businesses, dropped in the posters. Just word of mouth in general, Conor. I'm a outgoing person. I'm well known in Templemore. People were aware that, okay, there's a new personal trainer here in Templemore. So yeah, very, very quickly filled up.
Sweet.
Beautiful.
What's your thoughts on the fitness industry and social media? I know we spoke about it. It's a broad question, but I don't know. I like to get everyone's opinion on it. Between Instagram, TikTok, some people are using it massively for their benefit, and the whole online coaching world, and then some people are getting caught up in negative comments on it. So what's your general thoughts on social media content and fitness industry in general?
Well, social media and content and fitness. Firstly, there's way too many people abusing, oh, I'm a personal trainer, I'm an online coach. Like, way too many people abusing it. And it's taken for the ones who actually are passionate about it and for the ones who love to do it, it's kind of stinging them a little bit, you know, because everyone's just kind of claiming, oh, I am an online coach, I am an online personal trainer. And it's very easy happen nowadays. Social media, for the online coaches is fantastic. It's a great platform. If you utilize it correctly, it's absolutely amazing because there's no audience you cannot reach. But my best piece of advice there when it comes to social media, and you know my content is mindfulness, is positivity. My best piece of advice for social media is to talk about what you like to talk about. Okay? If you love Pokemon cards, talk about Pokemon cards.
Good advice.
You know, like whatever you're able to talk about and you're a little bit passionate about, talk about that. Now, on the other end of social media, we've a lot of negativity, and I want to bring this up because hopefully there's someone at home that can actually take from this. Lots and lots and lots of negativity. And I always say this, it's extremely important to not take negativity personal. Ever. Because it's never personal. When you get a negative comment on social media, okay, personally, I have sympathy for that individual, okay? I have empathy for them. I'm very good at it. It is a skill that must be mastered. And do I get angry and flushed? Yes. I'm still able to respond with positivity. Why am I able to do that, okay? Because, Conor, if I am scrolling TikTok, watching your video, wasting my own time watching your video, now I take out my phone and I put in the effort and the energy to say something mean, to try bring you down. You can only do that from a place of suffering, okay? You can only do that from a place of suffering. So, like, we've all heard the saying, hurt people hurt, okay? Bullies bully. So this is trolls on social media. So whenever someone does come at you with a mean, negative comment, just try your best not to take it personal, because it's actually them who's suffering. It's that other individual who's in a very dark, low place, and they're trying to bring you down to their level. So personally, again, it's a skill that must be mastered. But when people come at me with hate and negativity, I'm good at responding. I oftentimes comment sending love with love her. So Conor, you could say something cruel to me, and I'll say sending love with love her.
Yeah,
they're not used to it. Conor, it's all they're missing is love. They crave it. the reason they're bullies and mean to other individuals is because they're lacking this word called love.
Yeah.
So I do think it's important to don't beat yourself up. Realize they're hurting themselves. They're trying to bring you down to their level. Don't take it personal. And if you can develop the skill to actually have some sort of sympathy and empathy for them, it makes you better. From experience, it makes you better. Suddenly, I'm a good person. I'm not worried about any part of my body because you said something negative to me. I'm worried about you. I'm like, this dude must be hurting because he's able to come on here and say something negative to me. So my best piece of advice is, first, social media is post content you love. Okay, whatever it may be. If you, as I said, love Pokemon cards, talk about Pokemon cards. You love fitness, talk about fitness. You love mindset, talk about mindset. And secondly, never take any negativity personal. Ever, because it's never about you, it's always about them.
And it's always going to be there, no matter what. I don't know how influencers manage to do it. You know, like some people, everybody has a different opinion on influencers and stuff like that. But one thing they put in, it's graft. They're constantly doing it, but they have to be resilient as well. We spoke about this off camera before when we were talking about fame versus success, and one person's success might be being a family man and nothing to do with what's in a bank account. The other person's success might be how many followers follow himself or herself or anything along those lines. And it's just such, I don't know, just the times we're in with social media, it's just such a scary place when you're looking at it from the amount of people that will have access to you. But no, good advice. I think if somebody is trolling or throwing comments up there, if you put yourself out there, you're going to have to accept that that's going to be there. Same as we put videos out there ourselves, and you kind of have to know you're going to get some stick. Even though the message that you're giving across, maybe for us, it might be on a grant that's available because we're a trusted college, and you might be getting a bit of abuse yourself. Yeah, but it is what it is. I think a response to it, if it's always an honest response and a nice response, and you're not kind of going down to a bad level, you're onto a winner there.
Yes.
So, lovely. Well, listen.
Sorry to interrupt. But I was just saying there, we were talking about it, about even though you're only being nice talking about a grant, you still get some negativity. And as I said to you earlier, David Goggins has a quote, you can walk on water and people will say it's because you can't swim. You know, like no matter what you do or what part of life or how successful you are, someone's going to have hate on you. Someone's going to have negativity towards you.
Especially in Ireland, unfortunately.
Yeah, and just before we do wrap up, Conor, because I know you want to wrap up, you said it as well, defining success. You know, defining success. And it's the problem with social media. People think success nowadays is how many likes you have or how many followers you have. And not necessarily, am I happy? Like, internally, am I happy? Because, truthfully, I know loads of people with 20, 30K followers who aren't so happy. And they're not who they perceive to be on social media. And, like, that's upsetting. That's sad. So I think it's extremely important. Don't worry about followers. Don't worry about likes. Don't worry about how much money is in your bank account. Just worry about being happy. And like how you can be happy is playing the game every single morning, Conor.
That's brilliant.
It's pretty simple.
Do you know what? That's a perfect piece of advice to wrap up.
Yeah.
Play the game with Stephen. Simple as. No, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Like, you're not just a guest on the podcast, you're a friend of Image, you're part of Image, you've shadowed with Image, you're going to tutor with Image, your journey has been part of Image, you know, and that will continue for many, many years. So, Mind Matters Fitness, guys. Stephen Quinlan, currently down in Templemore, probably going to be moving up to Dublin soon. He enjoyed it on the way up today, but listen, thanks for watching. Any comments below, hit Stephen up. Hopefully you took something from this today. Again, the positive vibes off you, my friend, are absolutely flowing. I actually have a little present for you. I'll give it to you after. I was going to give it to you now, but I'll give it to you after. We were going to do a crossbar challenge today. I think we'll get you back so you don't miss your train. And he's actually got clients today, so we get you back for them. But absolute pleasure. Thank you, my friend, and we'll be seeing you again.
Respect, Conor. Absolute pleasure.
Take it easy, man. Pleasure.
Thank you.